I would love to hear an inspiring, interesting story that you have come across your real estate journey, right? Anything that comes to your mind. It could be new construction, it could be Airbnb, it could be anything.
An inspiring, interesting story about who? About what?
Something that left, a stamp on your mind. That happened.
Oh, well, that happened in this. Again, I was minding my own business, being a real estate investor and doing smart investments. And like I said, I started the assisted living looking at the numbers. This is how much I'm going to make. This is how much it's going to cost. This is a good business model. This is how many properties I have. So I can do this 5, 10 times over. It was maybe my second or third in-home visit going to like meet a client to see if we could serve them. And in doing that visit and talking with the parent, you start to understand that they are not just picking a business or a home to stick their kid in. They're making end of life decisions. Like they're writing their will. They're trying to figure out what's going to happen to their loved one when they die. And they're mostly making that decision based on you. So it was less about they're choosing my business to provide the service, but they're having these conversations with me. So now it's this individual is choosing me to fulfill their dying wishes, which are caring for their loved one once they pass. And then while I was there, he came and held my hand and it just like boggled my mind, right? Because I don't do patient care. There's staff for that. I'm the administrative side. I'm doing the emails and doing the licenses and all of those things. So there was a separation between me and the actual consumers that are being served because their day to day is with the staff. Um, but then he held my hand, and that kind of threw me for a loop because up until that point, I hadn't touched any client or any patient. And he just randomly out of nowhere. And then I look at him and I look at his mom and I'm like, does he just do that? Right. So this is an individual that seems like they have no awareness of what's happening around them. And
Hmm.
all of a sudden they walk up to you and hold your hand. It shifted everything. So it went from this is the business model that scale, grow to oh my God, I am becoming an extension of this mom for this individual. And this is the wish that she's going to make. Like, hey, here's my kid. Please love him and take care of him because I'm going to pass and not be able to do it. And that, if that's not inspiring to shift how you're viewing what you're doing, I don't know what else is.
This is very inspiring, and this is even listening to you. I mean, I'm sure you felt more emotional about it. Just listening to your story, I'm feeling so emotional over here.
Yeah, and I'm not an emotional person. Like, let's just put that on the table. I am not
Yeah,
who people would consider emotional, warm and fuzzy. Like, I don't give the loving, warm and fuzzy vibes. That's not really me. I'm very like direct, business. Here are the numbers. Here's the receipt. Like that's
yeah.
it. So yeah, it changed. It's changing me. It's changing my business model to the point where I don't even like to really do interviews about these and have to talk about the numbers because people don't understand that it's you're not dealing with numbers anymore when you step into this type of business. This is people. This is lives. These are families. It's not about the numbers anymore.
Yeah, it has started, even as I said, just t by talking to you, it is giving me a different perspective of because normally in real estate investing world, everybody's just talking numbers, right? It's all
Mhm.
always about number of doors, the cap rate, the revenue, the cash flow, this and that. I mean, it's just number, number, number. But somewhere we all kind of forgot the emotional side of it.
Yeah.
But this is kind of bringing the emotions into the mainframe and into the front. And this is awesome.
The
Well,
numbers have to become secondary for you to do this well. There are many people that are here for the numbers only. And when you go into their facilities, you can tell that there's no love there. You can smell that there is no love there. You cannot do it well focused on the numbers.
but that's just like, even with like you and both we both do Airbnbs, and you'll see that even with the Airbnb thing, right? People, how do they treat their guests? Not just about what kind of amenities are you offering? That's one piece of it. But what kind of customer service are you giving, right? That's like totally second piece of it. And if your reviews are just about the property is well maintained, that's the property side of it. But are the reviews talking about how the host has been treating the guest? So that kind of reflects into Airbnb side of the thing. Of course, your assisted living is totally different. Compassionate animal kind of a thing is totally different thing.
Absolutely.
Well,
Yeah. And I think, I mean, that was my take on Airbnb too, right? Like I started in my personal home. So
yeah,
the level of furnishing, the level of care, the way the home was treated, the way you were treated, it was from like, this is how I live and this is what I'm extending to you. So that same philosophy carried over into this, right? The same level of, I need to be able to live in this home for it to be okay for you to live in it.
yeah, and that's exactly how we did it. Because if we have a guest and we knew they're by themselves and it's the weather is cold outside or it's not appropriate and we are cooking some meal, we'll just invite them over. Would you like to have some dinner or something? And they were like, yeah, that would be awesome. And they'll just come upstairs, and it's not like we charge anything for that. It's just like, we felt like it might not be the right weather or right environment today for them to go out and have some meals or whatever. And they
Mhm.
just enjoyed it and we just had a good conversation. That's about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's people first, really.
People first, yeah, in any business. Well, awesome. Well, thank you, Anton, for sharing your incredible story here. Uh, from real estate standpoint, that's one, but also kind of changing how I have, at least personally, how I have perceived assisted living. It was always numbers, but yeah, you were right about how it should be people first and thinking about it from a different perspective. I appreciate it.
No,
Thank you.
thank you for giving me the opportunity to share. Hopefully, it was of some help. It's so very nuanced that either way you go, no matter how much someone tells you, it's still going to be a very unique experience for you as an individual if you pursue it.
Absolutely. Now, last question. If somebody wants to reach out to you and connect with you, what's the best way to connect with you?
On Instagram at fearless and free fi. That's also the same for our YouTube channel. So those two are the best points. Again, the YouTube show is purely for entertainment. So if you have specific questions, comment on a post, share it, and we'll try to get back to you.
Thank you. Thanks. Awesome. Well, guys, thank you. Thanks for listening to today's episode. We'll be back with another episode of Bigger Life Podcast with another amazing story next week. Thank you.
Thank you.